Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to whatever the fuck day this is, which means it is time for another Nozz watches the adventures of Electric Chinese Batman. In the last episode, Electric Chinese Batman helped the little girl, the moratorium, become an actual contractor, which we were told was not a thing that was possible to do. And she was used as our introduction to the concept of moratoriums. But then she broke the rules of moratoriums, like from the get-go. So hey, you kind of fucked up there, Electric Chinese Batman show, but there you go. Yeah, everyone's dead. She's going to Brazil. The end. She never comes back. I don't know, man. Like, I am told that the show does start to be a bit more cohesive as time goes on, but man, fuck. We are almost halfway through the show, and nothing has been cohesive yet, so... Oh boy, I sure hope we get some more cohesion soon. Oh boy. But anyway, yeah, fuck it. Let's see what happens, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, and go! Oh boy, it's the spooky river. Oh man, spooky river. You should never trust no one that says that. Mr. Smith. This fucking nerd, dude. What's the matter? What's the matter, you baby scared of a little bit of lung cancer? What a fucking bitch. Oh, boo-hoo, little baby scared of some lung cancer. I hung around my grandma the whole time growing up and she smoked like a chimney. I'm totally That bit was not a joke. My grandma did not make good decisions, but she's still a nice lady. Oof. Oof. Mr. Smith, fucking just giving them mad fucking shit. How you gonna stop a man called Mr. Smith? You can't stop a man that... Great British pounds, you say? The superior currency. Oh man, my man's getting his hands on the death note. Can't believe it. My man is a reseller. My man knows his market. I mean, my man, like, clearly you ain't got the connections that Mr. Smith does. Mr. Smith is clearly on some shits. I don't think these boys are getting out of this alive. Yeah, there we go. Mr. Smith is a contract. Did he just rip that man's arm off? What the fuck? What the fuck is this power? This is the raddest fucking power yet. Can he just turn things into concrete? Like, is that what he's doing? What is he doing? Like, that's a rad fucking power, dog. Oh no, foreigners. You fool. Oh hey, and it's just Storm from the X-Men. Seems like kind of a shitty power if all she can do is control the wind. I feel like my girl got gypped unless there's some sort of, like, gimmick to this. The fuck did she just do? She summoned up a bunch of water and dropped it on him. Okay, so that guy can freeze anything. So he froze all the water in that guy's arm and then just punched him off, and then he froze the coffee. Alright. It was unclear. It was unclear at first. The Black Lady's power is kind of lame, all things considered. Oh man, that's... Oh, that's instant necrosis. Holy shit. Fucking instant fucking necrosis on his arm, dude. Holy shit. Yeah, I feel like they're just coasting off of Mr. Smithu's power. I don't know, man. That wind ability's kinda shit, all things considered. Like, I mean, I guess she works as a combo, I guess, if she can use her wind to, like, pull water up, I guess. But otherwise, it's kinda shit. So she needs to drink and he needs to smoke. I feel like, okay, so she got the shitty power, but she got the fun remuneration. Alright. So that's why he hates smoking so much. Because he has to do it. He's forced to. What happens if they don't do their remuneration? That's what I want to know. Is it like, are they forced to mentally? Like, or will they just die if they don't do it within a certain amount of time? That's the real question. Oh, hello. I'm gonna stick with Mr. Smithu. Because Mr. Smithu sounds much cooler than November 11 this. Like, fuck that. Fuck that. They got my girl a Black Hawk helicopter, but they couldn't get her a fucking pair of shoes. The Third South American Civil War. Did I read that right? Like a straight vacuum, as in, like, space? A regressor? What the fuck does that mean? Okay, explain what the fuck those are. Like, you can't keep introducing brand new fucking concepts every goddamn episode before we've even stopped to fucking think about the previous concept. Jesus. Of course they have. The CIA would deny the existence of their own fucking mothers if they could. Eric Nishijima. I don't know, Chief. I feel like that might be a fake name. Implying the UN can do anything other than molest the people they're trying to help. God, like, like, okay, I know I said that as a joke, but, like, look into UN intervention in places, like, oh god, it gets fucking rough. Oh boy. Like, there's a lot of people in Africa, when they see that blue uniform and white helmet, they fucking walk the other way, and not because they did something wrong. She just wound up in Romania. That's a hell of a place to wind up. Winding up from South America to fucking Romania, that's a hell of a walk. Jack Simon. Nah, man. Nah, man. Fucking, like, Mr. Smithu is still the best version he's got. Sorry, Chief. Red giant over Eastern Europe. But where's electric Chinese Batman? Oh. My man's got a hell of a sense of humor for a contractor, goddamn. So he's a contractor, but he seems like he's like just straight up like with MI6. So like, the contractors just like, do some of them just become fucking like normal members of society? Or like, are they all just fucking horrible nightmare demons? Like, and Mr. Smithu is the fucking, like, exception. That's bullshit. Right there, that's bullshit. If the United Kingdom discovered that there were fucking horrible nightmare beings and that they were people and that you could gain those powers, I guarantee you there'd be some group in my fucking homeland that'd be like, okay, no, how do we figure this shit out though? Because we're about to make fucking fairy tales real. Like, our fucking culture is filled with so much shit like this. I guarantee you it would be like an instant gimme. Like, you're telling me I could actually become Merlin? Alright, sign me up. How many drugs I gotta take? Just murder the CIA. Just deadass murder the CIA. I mean, hey, that's a valid way. He put the girl in the trunk. In a briefcase! Okay, so why are the CIA the bad guys except for the obvious reasons? Like, I thought this guy was with MI6. Like, it was MI6 working with whatever the fuck equivalent Japan has. So why is the CIA just being like fucking like, oh yeah, the CIA is coming to fucking take our helicopter? The fuck? Hey, who said the child could ride in the car? She stays in the trunk. I swear it looked like some sort of electronic Batman. Alright, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for it. When's Electric Chinese Batman coming out? I'm waiting for him. So is the little kid their doll? Is that his deal? Okay, what's the bit? What's the bit? What's going on? Where's our boy? Hey, there he is. Hi, Batman. The Black Grim Reaper. Isn't that kind of like a moot point? Isn't the Grim Reaper always wearing black? I mean, I thought that would have been obvious. I mean, they're dealing with all this contractor shit and they're all fucking wacky JoJo characters. I mean, of course they're gonna be contractors. The fuck? The fuck they think? Okay, so she can make rain. Which then this guy can then freeze and cause the instant necrosis. Okay, so yeah, so she's worthless on her own, but she's decent in a team. I guess that's one way to save money on a fight scene, huh? Damn, maybe the Japanese cops do just kind of suck. Holy shit. I don't think I've seen a single fucking anime where the Japanese cops actually did their goddamn jobs. Okay, but what happened to Mr. Smith? So is Electric Chinese Batman the bad guy then? Like, who's the good guy, who's the bad guy? Who am I supposed to be rooting for? Like, I imagine Electric Chinese Batman because he's been our main, like, protagonist so far, but I mean, it seems like they weren't really doing anything all that bad. They stopped her from falling in the hands of the CIA, who 110% would use her as a fucking weapon, and they were transporting her somewhere. So literally, if you just watch the stars, you can figure out who the fuck, who it is. Damn, if only there was some sort of registry for contractors, huh? Okay, but what's going on? What is the gimmick here? The fuck is happening? Like, the show is kind of showing it as if these guys are our good guys, right? Our protagonists, but Electric Batman has been our protagonist for the rest of it. So who's the good guy? What's going on? What's the fucking goal here? Like, I'm very confused. Okay, seriously, what is the gimmick? What is, like, is Electric Chinese Batman even a good guy? Is he a villain? Who knows? Okay, the Syndicate. That... The Syndicate does not sound like a group of good guys, but they want to keep her away from the gate. If only they would explain what the fuck the gate is. Isn't it literally your job to know? Your entire fucking existence as a doll? Damn, I can't believe Hay took her on a wonderful fucking date night. Oh. Oh, they're friends. Your sister's name is Pi. You know, maybe she deserved to die with a name like that. I don't know. What the fuck is... Why the fuck can this show not just, like, tell a fucking cohesive story? God fucking damn it. Like, okay, so... Okay, so we went from Electric Chinese Batman getting bamboozled by a fucking hostess to Electric Chinese Batman hanging out with, like, a fucking girl who would become a contractor, and then she becomes a contractor, and then she gets sent to Brazil. And now we have... Electric Chinese Batman fucking stops MI6 and the Japanese police from doing something undisclosed with this like hyper powerful contractor, but also he wants to extort the location of his probably dead sister from her. And then he's going to choke her out at her fucking request, probably. At least a little bit. Like, Mock Gamer, what the fuck is going on? Like, okay, like, I'm going along with the ride here, right? I'm going along with the ride, but you know what going along with the ride really does not help with? Figuring out the story and actually being able to give a point-by-point analysis. It really fucking doesn't. So I gotta do each of these episodes in fucking, like... Each episode is essentially its own fucking self-contained, like half of a story. And then the next episode is... Oh, God fucking damn it, Oh, this is why I'm never gonna do Cowboy Bebop. Partially because I've seen most of it myself, and partially because it does this exact same fucking shit. And I hated it there. Okay, so I guess focusing on this story alone, it is a confused fucking mess. I guess that is one benefit to doing it like this. If you do get, like, a couple episodes that are shitty, you literally just be like, okay, just wait till the next pair. You know, and, like, maybe it'll be better. Like, but that's still really fucking frustrating. I have no fucking clue what's happening. I have zero fucking clue because, like, you've got MI6 and the CIA and the Japanese fucking Star Watcher boys, I guess. And then you've got, like, fucking the Syndicate and fucking Hay and his boys and Mr. Smithu. Like, there's just so much shit being thrown at us. Terms that have no fucking meaning. And it just all blends together into essentially fucking noise. Ah! I know that we've got, like, a second part coming, so I'm not gonna pass, like, judgment right now, but as of right now, if I had just the information I have to go off, which I do, like, I would say that this is a fucking clusterfuck of a goddamn story. There is, like, we are fucking 5 episodes in, and we have just about as much information about this fucking world as we did in episode 1. Arguably, we have less because things have been mentioned or brought up or demonstrated, and we have no fucking idea what they are. Like, oh. It's really frustrating. It's really frustrating. And I do not like it. I do not like this feeling. I cease. Like, please, sir. Just a scrap of cohesive story, please, sir. Just a crumb. Fucking Christ, dude. I mean, all I can really say is I like the characters. Like, fucking Electric Chinese Batman continues to be dull as dishwater, but fucking, at the very least, they've continued the trend of bringing in fucking characters that are way more fucking interesting. Like, and unfortunately, that's eventually gonna wear off. Like, fucking, the French guys in the first pair of episodes. They were cool. I like them. They're dead now. Fucking, fucking Mai in the fucking next set of episodes, and her dad, and fucking the bad guys, and the guy with the invisible knives. They were rad as fuck. They're all dead, and or sent to Brazil. So, not coming back there. But here, we have fucking, like, Mr. Smithu, and the dumb fucking wind bitch, and the creepy doll child, and this girl that can apparently create, like, outer space wherever she fucking wants. And they're all really cool so far. God damn, I can't wait for them to die and or get sent to Brazil, huh? Like, oh god, like, okay, like, the show is not bad so far. As a spectacle only, the show is keeping my attention. As a full-on story, fucking garbage. Because, god damn it, you need to give us something. Holy shit. Like, people give Death Stranding shit. People are like, oh, cryptobiotes, chiral allergy, da-da-da-da-da-da. But, like, within about, like, an hour of all this shit being introduced, Kojima basically sits you down and goes, right, asshole, here's the stuff that you really need to know, and here's a codex that has everything that you don't need to know but might be useful. So Kojima, at the very least, gives the player, at least the player that's paying fucking attention, Act Man, like everything they need to know, so that you know the exact way the Death Stranding world works. Here, though, I don't know fucking shit. I know just about the exact same about how much this fucking world works as I did in episode 1. There are contractors, they use their powers, they gotta do some fucking esoteric bullshit to recharge their powers, and it's different for each one, and it appears to be a compulsion. There's moratoriums. They're like contractors, but shitty, and they can't control their powers, and usually they don't become contractors, except the one, but that's the only one we've got fucking reason for. Okay. No idea how that works, but it exists. Cool. And then we've got, like, fucking these new guys where they've got, like, another fucking gimmick with their goddamn powers, and their stars are different, like... Can we get, like, a fucking exposition dump at some point? Holy shit! Like, I would rather it be, like, explained, like, in the fucking, like, at some point, like, oh, this is a moratorium. See, this is what happens when a contractor's interrupted mid-contract. Okay. That's all I need to know. There's a contractors have their powers. They make a contract at some point. That mechanic is still not told, but we know it exists. And a moratorium happens when somebody's contract is interrupted and they cannot grow into being a contractor. Cool. By the way, I don't know if that's how that works. I just made that shit up top of my head. But that'd be cool. That'd be all we need to know. And you could literally have it be explained by anyone. Because it seems like the majority of human beings in this world do not actually know how contractors work. So you could literally just have, like, a side character in the cop stage be like, the fuck's a moratorium? The fuck's a reflusion? Or whatever the fuck it is. Whatever the fuck the fucking havoc was. Like, something. Fuck. Like, it is bordering on bad storytelling. Like, it is ridiculous. If you are going to have a system this complex, with this many moving parts and this many variations, you need to have, at some point, even in passing, a character be like, oh yeah, hey, it's that thing. That's all you need. Like, fuck, dude. Like, what? Like, like, I'm not saying, like, you need to have the main character sit down, stare at the camera, and be like, yes, hello, welcome to the world of Darker Than Black. This is how everything works. Here is the history. Here is a chart. Here is this. Like, no. Literally, have a character ask questions. When you have a world like this, storytelling 101 is that you have a character that can ask those questions, be it that they are newly introduced to this thing, or there is something going on that requires the explanation. So, like, in Death Stranding, everyone in Death Stranding knows how shit works, right? Like, and it's just a part of the thing. So, like, so a lot of stuff is brought up by inference. So at least, like, the stuff that's very common, like, so, like, oh, cryptobiotes, oh yeah, they're, like, a thing that you can eat to get blood back. Easy to understand. It is, like, it's something that Sam knows, Fragile knows, everyone knows it, and it is told to the player, pardon me, it is told to the player through, like, a piece of out-of-game thing. Basically, like, a little text box also like, oh, cryptobiotes, they give you blood back, they're and then you have, like, a little bit of, like, optional text that tells you the history of cryptobiotes. It's all you needed, right? Like, fucking, like, but like, that's, like, a very minor thing. It does not have any real bearing on anything. It's, like, essentially a health up, right? But, like, the shit that is really fucking, like, intense, like, fucking, like, fucking, like, the way the blood kills BTs, shit like that. That's stuff that Sam does not know. And the reason Sam does not know that is because we, the player, need to be introduced to it because it is a fucking really, really important thing. Way more important than cryptobiotes, more important than fucking anything else. So it's something the player needs to know. So it is told to Sam, and Sam does not know what the fuck it is, even though ideally he probably would, because he's had that blood his whole life, and that blood would kill BTs. Like, it's a little bit out there, but, like, hey, like, who the fuck thinks of, like, cutting their wrists and spraying it on a fucking ghost? Yeah. Right, so you can kind of, like, hand-wave that away. Here, though, like, Hay knows about fucking, like, about contractors. Fucking the doll knows about contractors. The fucking old guy that hang with knows about contractors. The cat knows about contractors. So you know what you do? You cut us over to the police station and have some guy who is new on the force. And you have him ask questions when they are necessary. Like, I don't need to know, like, how a contractor gets their contract. I just need to know that it happens. You know what I mean? And, like, some, like, things like, oh, yeah, they say they make the contract with the devil. Whoa. That doesn't need to be explicitly true. It just needs to be true enough. Enough for the viewer to be like, oh okay, well... Like, but they keep going on like this. They keep introducing more and 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 not explaining anything. The viewer's going to get confused, and the viewer's going to get pissed off. I'm starting to get pissed off, because we're being shown this story stuff, and we're being introduced to these concepts, but I have no fucking clue how they're supposed to work. So how the fuck am I supposed to make conclusions of my own? And before you say, you're not supposed to make conclusions of your own, Nozz, fuck you, that's not what media is about. The whole point of media is making conclusions of your own based on the work that you're consuming. Fucking Portrait of Dorian Gray, one of my favorite books. Like, you draw your conclusions from that because you get the, like, that thing. Like, barring the fact that, like, oh, the portrait is magic and the magic is never explained, you're told the mechanics of how the portrait works. My fucking takeaway from it? Dorian Gray went fucking crazy, and he started seeing the portrait as the problem instead of seeing himself as the problem. So instead of enjoying his immortality, he cut his life short via self-destructive acts. And the book is a story about somebody who had the greatest gifts possible. Like, essentially, like, immortality is like an idealized version of, like, oh, privilege and wealth and da-da-da-da-da. Like, he had all of this perfect shit. Living forever. Eternal youth. The ability to do all the fucking drugs he wanted. And he let paranoia, excess, and self-destructive tendencies kill him. He had every fucking advantage possible, and he let himself down. And he killed himself. My sister, on the other hand, has read the book, and she sees it as a pure literal thing of immortality sucks, it drives you crazy, and will lead to you killing yourself some other way. There's a very literalist interpretation, but it's still valid, because it's drawn from conclusions based on mechanics brought up in the book. Both of our interpretations are correct, and it's because the book gave us the tools to make those conclusions that they are correct. The fuck conclusions do I bring from here? Like, I know, like, this is just an anime. It's not like a piece of, like, classical literature that you can bring shit like that from, but I should be able to bring something from it. Like, fuck. Like, I should be able to, like, look at it and be like, oh, yes, that's what the author was going for. Yes. Like, what the fuck do I bring from this? Like, there's a girl, and she's being taken by the MI6, and the CIA want her, but the CIA can't get her because they're bad men, but Chinese Batman could take her, and also she's bad and took his sister, like, not to mention all the other fucking mechanical shit that, like, we just breezed on fucking by. Like, oh god. Okay, I'm gonna stop now, because I'm gonna lose my shit. So all in all, I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna pass judgment until the next episode comes out, but this show really needs to fix its shit. This show really needs to fix its shit. It needs to start fucking telling us how shit works. Keep a cohesive goddamn story, at least for the second half. For fuck's sake. Because I am actually getting angry now. I'm actually getting angry now that I've been watching this show, and I feel like I have learned nothing about the world it's set in. And that just, that makes me angry! Holy shit! Oh, God. Okay, but yeah, I'm gonna stop now before I get too mad. So, let me know what you thought of this down there in the comments. Whether you like this episode, you dislike this episode, or you want to bring up something I left out. Maybe you've watched the show before and it does get cohesive at the end, and maybe it does explain shit. Who the fuck knows? I don't. But we're gonna keep going until we get there, because we're fucking halfway through now. Might as well finish it off. Oh, boy. Anyway, remember to like, comment, favorite, subscribe, share social media, tell your friends, hit the share button down below, share on the Facebook and the Twitter and all that other good shit. That helps a whole bunch. And if you really want to help the channel and keep me alive, you can always support me on Patreon, which is linked down there in the description or on the end card, along with a list of all the people to keep the show up and running. And you also get the ability to do some cool stuff. One of the big things is you get to recommend things for the channel. So this is a recommendation, by the way, from, I think it was either from Marlelli or Cersis. One of the two. Whichever one of you it was, I think it was Marlelli, because this feels like a Marlelli show, but I'm not looking at the list right now, so I can't tell. And you guys are more often online at the same time, despite the fact you guys are on opposite sides of the fucking world, so I don't understand how that works. But yeah. So, thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you in the next video. But most importantly of all, become a trash mammal today, and I will see you a rune.